All right, today we are diving into the powerful, harrowing journey at the center of Nadia Hashimi's novel, When the Moon is Low. It's a story that asks what happens when your home is no longer safe, and it follows one family's desperate flight that will test the very limits of their endurance. And really, the entire story hangs on this one single haunting question. We first meet Fereiba, a mother, in some strange hotel room, just watching her kids sleep, and her mind is racing backward, trying to connect the dots, trying to figure out how she got from the bustling capital of Afghanistan to this foreign, quiet, and lonely place. So this is our starting point. We begin right in the middle of her present crisis, a moment where the past and the future are just hanging in this really delicate, really uncertain balance. To answer that question, we have to go back. We have to understand the vibrant world that she lost before we can even begin to grasp the stark reality she's facing now. So, let's journey back to Afghanistan. We're going to a time when Fereiba's life wasn't defined by fear at all, but by the sweet smell of her family's orchard and her own really fiery ambition. You see, from a very young age, Fereiba was caught in this conflict. On one side, you have her dreams, school, books, a future that she could actually choose for herself. But on the other side was tradition, chores, marriage, and silence. While her sisters were learning to cook, Fereiba was fighting for an education. Her spirit was just undeniable. When she's just 13 years old, she goes right up to her father, and she doesn't just ask to go to school, she demands a real education. And with this incredible determination, she actually convinces him to let her enroll in the first grade. Imagine that, a teenager sitting among a bunch of small children, all for the chance to learn. And in this dream for a different life, she finds a true partner in Mahmoud, the boy from the orchard next door. He becomes her husband, her hamsar. Now this is a Farsi word that means of the same mind, and it just perfectly captures their relationship. They were a partnership of equals. Together, they build this beautiful life full of love and learning. She becomes a teacher, he's an engineer. But the world they've so carefully built together, it's shattered, seemingly overnight, with the rise of the Taliban. Fereiba says this while she's pregnant, and wow, it just captures the absolute suffocating terror of the new regime. Her career is stripped away, her freedom completely vanishes, and Kabul becomes a place of constant fear. They know they have to get out. But their plans are tragically, horribly cut short, and it all happens in just a matter of minutes. Think about it. 9 o'clock, there's a knock at the gate. 5 minutes later, baseless accusations. 10 minutes after that, Mahmoud is taken away by Taliban soldiers, leaving nothing behind but a terrifying, deafening silence. Their world is fractured in an instant. And just like that, Fereiba is a widow. She's pregnant, and she's responsible for 2 small children. What follows is an almost unimaginable exodus, a desperate search for safety that is going to take her across entire continents. I mean, just look at this path. It is staggering. This isn't a short trip. We're talking about a multi-year journey through deserts and over mountains, across dangerous borders, all at the mercy of smugglers and their own unbelievable will to survive. This warning from a smuggler, it gives you just a little glimpse of the peril they're in. Every single step is a tightrope walk. And for Fereiba, it's not just about her own survival, right? It's about protecting her children from dangers you can see and dangers you can't. A journey like this doesn't just change where you are on a map, it fundamentally changes you. And we see this most profoundly, I think, in Fereiba's oldest son, Saleem. This was his father's beautiful hope for him. This was the dream of a future where his son, with that lion's spirit, could really thrive and grow into the man he was supposed to be. But the reality of their journey is just brutal. The boy with the lion's spirit, he's forced to grow up way, way too fast. Saleem later looks back on his childhood like it belonged to a totally different person, someone who was lost and buried back home, just like his father. It's a truly devastating transformation. Saleem has to become the man of the family. He shoulders the entire weight of their world. I'm talking navigating refugee camps, dealing with dangerous smugglers, and making choices that no child should ever have to make. It's just a powerful look at the deep, generational cost of being displaced. So now we've reached the final leg of their physical journey. They are so close to their destination, but there is one last act to perform before they can truly arrive. Picture this. As the train is speeding toward London, Fereiba takes their fake Belgian passports, the very documents that got them this far, and she slips into the train's restroom. This is such a pivotal moment. She's destroying the very tools of their survival, the identities they had to borrow to get here. By shredding these papers, she's not just erasing a lie, she is reclaiming her name, her story, her true self, for whatever uncertain future is waiting for them. And in this moment, she thinks about these two different worlds. The home she lost, Afghanistan, feels as fragile as clay and dust. But this new world she's about to enter seems so permanent, so strong, shiny and capable. It's just a heartbreaking contrast between her memory and her hope. And so they arrive. Their physical journey across the map is finally over. But the novel leaves us with this incredibly powerful question. Fereiba has reached safety, but the search for a true home, a place of belonging, of peace, of identity, well, that has only just begun.